Welcome to the Will the Orange Guy PyTricks Archive Showcase. And this is an archive of the PyTricks featured in the Real Python email newsletter by Dan Batter. So basically what's happened is I got all those newsletters, I copied all the PyTricks from them, and then pasted them on this website so that they're easier to see, and maybe if some of the older ones aren't being emailed out anymore, now they can be seen by everyone. So if you want to fork or star this repository, you can do that up on the top just by clicking these buttons on GitHub. And so the web page is built mainly with Python. So this branch of the repository here, the main branch, is 100% Python. It's all the code just for the individual files, which I'll show later. But then there's also another branch, which we'll get to later, and that one hosts the website that you see scrolling past you here. So as I alluded to before, it's an archive of the PyTricks in the Real Python email newsletter. Some of the key features, that is an archive of all of them. There is a table of contents available, and it's available as Python files that can be executed on your own or as a website, as well as there's website links to specific PyTricks in that table of contents, and it's cross-platform since it's a website. So if you download the main branch, then it will download all the Py files for you, or you can download the GHPages branch, which will let you run the website locally if you prefer. So as you can see here, what there are the original email titles. So these are all the titles of the emails. And then here are the links to the Python files and to the web version of the page. So we can just scroll down here. As you can see, there's quite a few. And it's built in partnership with GitHub, RealPython, Bunny Fonts, and Simple Analytics. Now it's licensed under the Creative Commons Attribution 4.0 public license, which is my work on the project, and that can be found in the license file. Other than that, the PyTricks were created and are copyright by Dan Batter of RealPython. All the credit for these actual PyTricks themselves go to him. Now scrolling back up to the top of the page here, what you'll see is the main file tree. And if you click on the PyTricks folder, there are all these Python files which have all of the PyTricks. So we'll start by going bytecode curtain. This is the first PyTrick, so this allows you to use Python's built-in dis module to disassemble functions and inspect their CPython virtual machine bytecode. And as you can see, there's lots more all the way down all the pages here. I'll have another video coming out about all of the individual ones, and we can go through each one and see what they're like. Now heading back to the main page up at the top, we can move over into the GHPages branch. So we click on the GHPages branch here, and it'll load up the GHPages version of the repository, which basically has all the code in it, so that way you can see all of the PyTricks as an easy-to-use web page. So I'll just click on the index file here, so that way we can see basically what the main page looks like before we view the actual page. So it just has a PyTricks archive title here. Then it has a title here on the actual web page, and then a little bit of copy text. And then here's each of the individual PyTricks out like this, and they're all pasted in little code blocks. You can see them all down like this, all the way down over here, as it's just one big long web page, and you just scroll down it to see all of them. And then down at the bottom is links to contribute on the GitHub page here, some license text, and then some icons to give credit back to the people who have created stuff. So scrolling back up to the top, we'll go to the main page again. And then down the right-hand side, we can see that there is the link to the website itself. So we click on the link to the website, and we get the website, the actual version of the website of the code that we just looked at. So we have RealPython PyTricks Archive, an archive of PyTricks featured in Dan Batter's RealPython email newsletter. And then here's each of the links. So peeking behind the bytecode curtain, check if all the elements in a list are equal, and so on and so forth. They're all available here. And all the way down you go. So they're all in these little code blocks here, and then you can see each one of them. I'm not going to go through so slow that you can read all of them and study all of them. I'll do that in another video with the actual Python files. But this way you can look at all of them, and you can see that this is a really nice website, and it all works, so that way they're all available there. If you want to actually check them out, then you should go visit the link, and then you can see them for yourself. Now, one feature that this website does have is clicking on these little hashtag marks here, or these little pound keys, however you want to describe them, will give you an exact link to the file. Or sorry, not an exact link to the file, an exact link to this part of the page. So if I click here, it'll go exactly to contextlib.suppress every single time. If I scroll down here and go Python 3.3 plus, click here, and it shows up exactly there. So that way, then if you want to share this with someone, you copy and paste that little hashtag link, send it to someone, and they'll go right there. They'll see the exact same thing you did, and then no problems. So I'll scroll back up to the top of the page, and if you feel that this is something that could be useful to you, useful to another person, is very great for helping you build better Python and helping you to learn more about Python and go in depth with some cool little tricks. Maybe you want to share them with your friends. Then I would encourage you to visit the GitHub repository that'll be linked down below, or visit the website.